Imagine a child is born in a prehistoric camp and someone asks you a simple question. Who is the father? No test exists. No record was ever kept. No technology can help you. For most of human history, paternity was the one biological fact that was fundamentally unknowable, and yet the species didn't collapse because ancient humans built something far more ingenious than a test to survive that uncertainty. Every other great ape gives a visible signal when the female is fertile. Swelling, coloring, behavioral shifts, the biology announces itself. Human females don't. Ovulation in humans is completely hidden, even from the woman herself in many cases. Evolutionary biologists call this concealed ovulation, and for a long time the assumption was that it was simply an accident of our evolution. But the more compelling argument is that it wasn't an accident at all. If no one knows exactly when conception can happen, a male who wants any chance of being the father has to stay close, consistently, not just for a day or two. Concealed ovulation may have evolved precisely to keep males invested, to spread that investment across time, and to reduce the risk of infanticide from competing males who couldn't be certain a child wasn't theirs. Think about what that actually required of the male. Not a single act of dominance, sustained presence, day after day, season after season. That behavioral pressure is what researchers believe drove the early development of pair bonding, the practice of two individuals staying together long enough that probability did the work that a paternity test does today. If a man never left, the odds tilted in his favor. Not certainty, probability. And in a world with no alternative, probability was enough to act on. The physical evidence backs this up. Burial sites from the Neolithic period show couples and family units interred together, suggesting that pair bonds were recognized as social facts, not just biological ones. But pair bonding alone had a structural flaw. Groups didn't live as isolated couples. And when 20 or 30 people share a camp, proximity creates problems that no amount of staying close can fully solve. Do you think concealed ovulation was an evolutionary accident? Or did it evolve specifically to keep males close and invested? Drop your answer in the comments below. Because pair bonding solved part of the problem, but living in a group of 30 people introduced a whole new layer of complications. Pair bonding was never the whole answer. It was the first layer. And the group of 20 or 30 people living around that prehistoric camp forced ancient humans to build something more structurally sophisticated on top of it. Think about what a matrilineal kinship system actually is, because the word sounds academic until you see the logic underneath it. In a matrilineal society, a child belongs to the mother's line. Inheritance, identity, social standing, all of it flows through her. And the most important male figure in a child's life isn't necessarily the man who fathered them, it's the mother's brother. Think about what that actually solves. A man can never be certain he is the biological father of his partner's child. But he can be certain his sister is his sister. Any child she has shares his bloodline without question. The maternal uncle becomes the reliable male investor, not because the system is confused about biology, but because it roots around the one biological fact that could never be confirmed. A millet farming settlement at the Fujia archaeological site in Neolithic China organized its entire society by maternal lineage, and ancient DNA evidence from 2025 suggests individuals were buried according to maternal clan affiliation for at least 10 generations. That is not a primitive arrangement. That is a solution that held for roughly 250 years of stable social structure built precisely on the acknowledgement that paternity was uncertain. Then, there is alloparenting. In a band of 20 to 50 people, a child with uncertain paternity didn't need one committed father. It had overlapping adults, aunts, uncles, older siblings, unrelated band members, each with their own incentive to keep that child alive. Kinship, as ancient DNA researchers now recognize, extends beyond biological relationships to encompass social and cultural dimensions. The group itself was the safety net, which brings you back to that newborn in the prehistoric camp. The The question, who is the father, was never really the point. The point was building a world where the child survived anyway, and the machinery that ancient humans built to do that. Pair bonding, matrilineal descent, alloparenting, extended family loyalty, didn't disappear. The jealousy you feel, the pull toward family, the instinct to protect a sibling's child as fiercely as your own, those aren't modern emotions. They are the inherited output of thousands of years of humans solving, structurally and socially, a problem that biology flatly refused to solve for them. Subscribe if you want more like this, and watch the next one on screen.